Hey, 6th grade, it's Mrs. Heskett here. Happy March Madness. The Blue Devils won tonight, so I'm pretty excited. We'll see how they do in the tournament. I know many of you are not happy about that, but hey, everyone has their own favorites. Okay, so we're going to start with Chapter 7, Lesson 1 on exponents. So you can use an exponent and a base to show repeated multiplication of the same factor. An exponent is a number that tells how many times a number called the base is used as a repeated factor. So if you look at our example, we have 5 times 5 times 5. Well, writing that out is expanded form, and that takes a while. Time consuming if you had a whole bunch of them. So it's easier to write 5 to the power of 3. So the exponent is the little number, the 5 is the regular number, that's the base. So when you have 5 to the power of 2, that can be called 5 squared, and 5 to the power of 3 can be called 5 cubed. So that goes with area and then volume. So let's move on to some examples. So the table shows the number of bonuses a player can receive each level of a video game. Use an exponent to write the number of bonuses a player can receive in level D. So here's our expanded form, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. The number, what number is being used as a repeated factor? Well, 3 is. And 3 is used as a factor how many times? So that's where you would go and count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you put 4 times. And then we would write that out as 3. And then let me draw a text box up here because finding a math app to do exponents is kind of tough. So 3, we'll move that over a little bit to the power of 4. So the player could actually receive, so if you take 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that would be 81 bonuses in level D. So that's how you work with exponents. So going from expanded form to standard form, and then what that means. So again, this is your base, and then the little 4 is your exponent. So let's look at some more. So now we have the number 7. And we have 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. So our base is 7. And how many times has it been used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be our exponent. And then you'd write the base in the exponent. So to write it in standard form, that would be 7 to the power of 5. Okay. Now just for myself, let me just move this over a little bit to make it look a little better. And then up. Okay, so let's look at letter B, or number B, letter B, excuse me. So now we have the numbers. Oh, look at our expanded form. It switches things up on us. So we have the numbers for 6, and what other numbers are being repeated? 8. They're repeated factors. And 6 is as a factor of how many times has 6 been used? 1, 2. So that would be 2 times. And 8 is a factor, and that's been used 1, 2, 3 times. So to write that in standard form, it would be 6 to the power of 2, or 6 squared, and 8 to the power of 3, or 8 cubed. Now remember, this does not, when you see this, make sure you don't just take 6 times 2. Remember that 6 times 6, it's repeated multiplication. And then 8 times 3, that's not just 8 times, or 8 to the power of 3. It's 8 times 8 times 8, 3 times. It's not 8 times 3. So here's a little fun thing. If you look at exponents are a shorthand method for indicating the count of things being multiplied together. So you see all the x's times 7. Really? And the beaver says, yep. Oh! So if you were to count these out, that would be 11 y's. And it would be, so it's y to the 11th power. So remember, when you don't see the multiplication sign with algebra, it's still 2 numbers next to each other, or number next to a variable, that means you're multiplying. I'll let you watch that again. So on this lesson today, you are just working on just taking your, just going from the expanded form to the standard form. And I think I'll just leave this right here. I hope this helps you understand a little better about exponents for Chapter 7, Lesson 1. And yes, that's Grant Hill and Christian Leitner. And that would be Duke. Winning. Enjoy.